How's it? Welcome back. So it's time for one of the rare-ish product reviews that I'll do on my channel occasionally, particularly when I find cool shit, and this one is dope. So this time we'll be talking about a Millet whole pillow, and I got this one specifically from this place, bretsnaturalhealth.com, but of course they sell them other places like on Amazon and stuff like that too, where if you've been following me for any decent amount of time, you're probably well aware that I love my pillows. I mean, I'll sleep with a ton of them, like typically 8, right? I would take more than that if I could, but then I'll take up all the space under the bed, and you know, where's my wife gonna fit? But I'm always on the lookout for dope pillows. And in the past, I had a buckwheat pillow, which was cool in some ways and kind of bad in others. Like I liked how it would kind of form fit because the beads in there can move around, right? So if I'm on my back, I can like snuggle this ball in the back of my head into the pillow. It would puff up under my neck and give me good support. And then if I switched to my side, it was easy to kind of like puff up in the middle and like make it wider so I could fill in this bigger gap from my shoulder. But then it was also bad in other ways where, like, you know, it was more firm than I liked, and it was also kind of noisy. But then the real killer was it was so old it started to stink, and I couldn't get that stink off of it, so I eventually had just to go ahead and get rid of it. And then I did want to replace it with another one, but you know, buckwheat pillows are, you know, a bit on the pricier side, and then I already have like 1,000 pillows, and you know, my wife kind of freaks out whenever I show up with a new one, and I was happy enough with what I had, so you know, I just didn't end up replacing it. But then time went on, I actually ended up getting rid of some of the older pillows that, you know, were too firm or whatever she didn't like. So you know, I lessened our pillow count, which made me feel not so guilty about trying to get another one. So I was gonna get another buckwheat pillow, but after doing some searches online, I was like, oh, what is this millet pillow thing? It's supposed to be pretty similar to buckwheat. I've never heard of millet pillows, so I started to do some research on it. And then you type in the word millet pillow into YouTube, this one guy's channel pops up immediately called Millet Pillow, from the guy Brett, who runs bretsnaturalhealth.com. And you know, really interesting dude. He's the only person I've seen who I think is more into pillows than me. And as a cool little side note, he's also the only other person I've seen who like sets his pillows up around him in a certain way where like I kind of almost build like this coffin around me to provide support to specific areas of my body. He does the same thing as well. But basically, millet whole pillows and buckwheat pillows are very similar. He has a bunch of videos on there comparing the two. But really, millet holes are just better in every sense, right? Where they're still you know, form-fitting, so you can kind of snuggle the back of my head into it. It'll puff up to provide support. I can still puff it up in the middle if I want to turn to side sleeping throughout the night. But then it's also quieter than the other pillow. And it's not like buckwheat pillows are super loud. And this one still is going to be louder than, you know, a typical pillow is. But, you know, quiet enough. I mean, it's not like it's so loud it wakes up your partner on the bed, but just kind of loud in your own head as you're moving around in it. Plus, it's also softer, where like, you know, the other bad thing about the buckwheat pillows is that it was a bit more firmer than I would like. So this is definitely softer. And then it also is still heavy. And I like the weight of these things for one specific reason, which I'll get to in the end. Now, it's not as heavy as a buckwheat pillow, but it's certainly way heavier than a regular normal pillow. So when you order it from him, he has different sizes too. So like, he's so into pillows, like he's figured out the best size pillow depending on how big the person is, or basically like how broad their shoulders are. So I ended up getting the smaller one, which I was a little bit hesitant with, but you know, I have so many pillows, my wife freaks out every time I get a new one. So I wanted a smaller one, and I don't move too much when I sleep either. So like, if I just pretty much stay still, I'm on my back or I'm on my side. So I ended up getting the smaller one, and I'm happy I did. It fits me perfect. So when you get it, so basically this has a zipper in here. Cannot really see, I don't want the stuff to fall out, but you know, it has these little millet holes in there, which look kind of like grains of rice, but softer than that. And then it also comes with a pillowcase, right? And so, you know, you have this here, put the pillowcase around it, and this actually worked out super perfect for me. I got like a 2-for-1 deal. When he sends you this, he sends you an extra pound of millet holes, so you can kind of, you know, take out stuff, add more stuff to get it fitted, to fit you just right, which I think is super key. I don't know why more pillows, I guess you can't really add in stuff or more fluff to other types of pillows, but being able to adjust it, I thought was amazing. However, when he sent it to me, it was perfectly filled, so I didn't need to add more. But what I did with the extra pillowcase that he sent me is I put the extra pound of millet holes into this one, and it worked so perfect. So what I used to like to do with the buckwheat pillow is I'd put it over my eyes, because I don't like to sleep with the eye mask on, but I like it to be as dark as possible. So I normally have a pillow over my eyes. And I liked the buckwheat because it was heavy and it was almost like a weighted blanket feel where it was just, you know, kind of sit on your face. Plus when it's heavier, it blocks out more light, so you get, you know, better, it gets blacked out better. But I put the extra pound into here. I kind of ended up taping it together so it's kind of stuck in this shape. And then when I sleep on my back, or on my side actually, I plop it right over my eyes like this. And it is so awesome. Plus, because the millet holes move around, it will kind of move out to the side and kind of get the middle flatter. So it just snugs right around your face so well, stays there all night. Well, not all night, but you know, stays there at least until I fall asleep. Then if I wake up and I need it again, I just grab it, put it back over my eyes. Also works great for sleeping on your side, where it still covers everything nicely. And then plus the extra weight kind of covers your ear more. So it's almost like kind of like wearing earplugs. Although I do sleep with earplugs, but you know, the quieter the better, because earplugs don't block out everything, and I'm a very light sleeper. So when I sleep on my side, you know, this covering my ear is nice, and then my other ear is obviously smashed into the pillow, you know, underneath my head. And it's so dope, man. I'm so happy I found this pillow. Plus, you know, small local business. So if you are going to get a millet hole pillow, I would recommend, you know, why not get it from this guy, Brett. He's really into this stuff, been doing it for many years. And also it's a great gift. So luckily, most of my friends and family who I buy gifts for don't watch my shit. So they're going to be getting a bunch of these as like their Christmas and birthday presents. They're super awesome. So yeah, highly would recommend if you're, I mean, just check it out, period. You know, even if you've never tried a buckwheat pillow, if you tried a buckwheat pillow, you don't like it, you got to give one of these millet hole pillows things a try, man. They are just amazing. Anyway, with that said, I'll wrap it up. Until the next video, keep your sleep legit.